Welcome to this issue of the transmission for the 15th of September 2013. We're back. It's been a long time and we're happy to be here. I'm Mike.
I'm Manny.
And we have a show for you today. We've been taking a long time off to hammer out a lot of the technical problems of the show, and we think we finally got them, and we're getting an upgrade on top of that too. So the quality is going to be higher in future shows to come.
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
We've been working a lot.
Yeah, pretty much.
And we're trying to save money for new equipment. That was the short version of that.
Yeah, I wanted to stretch it out. Like I said, I haven't been here for a while.
We still have jobs, people. We still have jobs. We are slaves, just like you. This is why this is actually kind of interesting, because we're not fucking actually getting paid.
And it's been a while since we did this, so I have like an overwhelming need to talk.
Well,
I think that's it.
You have an overwhelming need to get your point out there, and that's what I think this show's all about. You are under the impression that other people share your opinion.
Are my points not pertinent?
Sometimes.
Well, no, because you.
I leave that up to them. It is not up to me to judge.
What's on the show today, Manny?
Oh, shit. Okay, well, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. Tell you what, we'll break it down one at a time. We'll come up with the most... we'll come up with the least interesting thing first.
Right. Yeah.
And then I'll finish off on something.
Good way to start.
Yeah, well, yeah. So, basically what I'm getting at is... listen, we know we live in a fucked up province.
Yes, we do.
And... It's fucked up in the sense that we sometimes do and vote on shit and get shit done to us that none of us comprehend or care about.
You're talking about...
That they put the new charter in Quebec.
The Charter of Values.
Yeah, it's more or less everybody must look the same kind of thing. I'm for it and against it. It's a long, varied subject. The bottom line is this. People are starving. We should be talking about money and not whether or not it's cool or not to wear something on your head. I don't give a shit right now about, the Jews doing too many Jewy things and the Muslims doing too many Muslim-y things. I don't care. I don't care. If one of those things, right, were to cause the economy to get better, I'd be all for it. I think I might just put a fucking turban on.
You think it's trivial, and I think it's trivial too. It's why
Listen,
are we even bothering?
I personally think, right,
they just say sorry, we don't want to do it anymore, and that's it. Leave it at that.
That, like, my favorite sport in the world, right? Politics is fixed. I mean, what fucking crazy bitch gets elected? Then, after gets elected, reminds everyone, oh, by the way, I hate 50% of you. And then, when elections are about to drum up and everything, brings up something that basically borders on racism. I don't know how this bitch thinks she'll get reelected.
Yeah.
It's like you're not even trying to lie. You're just being full-on retarded. You know what I mean? It's insulting. At least when I look at Harper, I know he's lying to me, and he's working hard.
He's doing a better job lying to you.
Yeah, he's working hard to make me believe that, the oil sands are good for us. It's like, all right, you're an asshole, but at least he's fucking trying to sell it right. This bitch isn't even trying to sell shit. She's just trying to get shit done that she thinks is right, and she's a fucking complete idiot. You hear me, Marwan? Get a fucking English lesson. You're a fucking idiot.
Okay. My take on it is simply this. Like, it's nothing... It's just... The only part of it that pisses me off is the double standard. Like, because when they have their National Assembly meetings and everything, there's this huge giant cross that people can see the speaker talk from behind it. Yeah, that talks. It's behind the speaker.
There's a double standard. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and they tell other people to remove their religious items. Listen,
well,
I don't want any religion in government.
But none
at all. So take down that stupid cross and take down your crucifixes when you go to your government job.
The charter thing
Worship
is basically saying
leisure activity, and I don't pay my taxes for you to engage in leisure. That's all I want to say.
We have an RCMP officer, which is basically an FBI or state trooper for us in Canada, and it's a high-ranking police official. We have one who's a Sikh, which means he wears a turban. He's from India. It's a different kind of religion in India. Bottom line is this. It's an alright religion. I mean, it's like anything else. They believe in shit that don't exist. And, I mean, that's up to them, right? However, this dude gets to wear his turban. Now, these motherfuckers got to wear some sort of cowboy hat looking thing sometimes. Yeah, this one motherfucker gets to wear his turban everywhere. They fucking put a badge on that shit. I think that's kind of stupid. Do you understand? Because listen, when you chose to be a Mountie, right? Yeah. You're supposed to leave that Sikh shit behind. Just like the other guy's supposed to leave the Christian thing behind and not pull over Muslims.
Yeah.
Because Sikhs have actual fucking enemies. They're in a religious war. They are.
So the knife they carry is for actual defense.
Back in the day, it used to be. Yeah, that was like the thing.
Okay.
But anyway,
Moving on.
Point is, our town's fucked. It's getting more fucked. Can't wait till the fucking bitch fucking gets fucking kicked out.
Quebec blows.
Listen, you know what? I'd much rather hire some fucking 20-year-old with one of those fucking V for Vendetta masks that was fucking marching in the streets. Let's vote that asshole up there. How about the fucking dick face that wore the fucking panda costume everywhere? Let's make that motherfucker mayor. And let's make him let's make that motherfucker mayor and the fucking V for Vendetta face kid.
Well, so you might be
prime minister of the fucking province.
Right, but speaking as strictly as devil's advocate,
yes,
you may be his pro panda costume policy, but what's his tax balancing policy like? You know, like there's other things to think about. I mean, it would be nice if an honest person was actually put into a place of power, but that's not the way the world works.
Yeah, well, well, anyway, so bottom line is this: to move on, to from absurdity to the completely overblown and absurd Las Vegas, to talk about what was supposed to be
the fight of the century.
Well, not of the century.
Two demigods duking it out, and
it was the last opponent of Mayweather's that actually had a reasonable doubt type thing.
Yeah, it was Canelo Alvarez.
That's correct.
The redheaded Mexican.
So they fought last night. We watched it. I did a little. I do a little blurb on it, but anyway.
What's the blurb? Where can people follow you?
Link. So the link will be there.
Da-da-da.
So, point is,
at Manny MTL.
Yes, you can follow me on my boxing Twitter handle at Manny MTL.
There you go.
But all this to say, you know, a lot of hype around the fight and everything. I got Mike to watch it. I got a few people over to watch it. You know, great fight. The entire card. You know what? For once, I didn't feel like I got fucking finger banged for paying $65 on pay-per-view for something.
It went the distance.
It went the distance. The entire card was nice. The Matisse Garcia fight went entirely different. I honestly thought they were gonna. Matisse was more or less sent to destroy Danny Garcia, because I felt like Danny Garcia was maybe blown up promotion a little bit. I still fear that. Because
Garcia's
Matisse
punches.
being the smaller guy and Matisse having his eye injured, I think it did change the outcome of the fight, but I do think it played into Mayweather's hand.
Matisse's punches, though, were very crisp. Every punch he threw followed through. He didn't do any combinations. That was the problem.
If you read the little blurb I do on the fight, basically I talk about how Mayweather basically showcases his next opponent by putting him on the undercard. It's a very cool tactic, because he'll take someone who's not relatively necessarily
polished.
Tested. Ready.
Tested.
Canelo's 23, man. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he was undefeated, but he had never
fought
anyone
as 36.
Yeah, and he had never fought anyone, I would say, Mayweather's caliber or even close, like coming up. So my point is this. I feel like the Danny Garcia fight was just more drum beating for Mayweather's possible next opponent. I don't see Danny Garcia doing anything to beat Mayweather. I am continued to be saddened by the fact that Mayweather is still unbeaten. Why
does that sadden you?
I need him to retire. I need him to retire a winner. Because
Okay.
this is what I want, despite the fact that I don't
So
like
you
his
don't want someone
personality.
retiring him then?
I either want him to retire a winner or to lose his belt.
Okay, so...
But I do not want defend the belt, right? Some no-name loser fight that you are taking as a tune-up for the big fight, right?
Winds up being...
Winds up knocking you out on a lucky shot, and you never come back from it. I'll explain.
And then just retires as the champ.
To you non-boxing fans, and to Mike, who is not as boxing knowledgeable as me, I will express the story of Roy Jones. Roy Jones being the second coming of Christ after Muhammad Ali. Windmill punches, dancing,
Yeah.
hopping through the ropes, rapping. He's the one that coined all of this shit. None of these motherfuckers knew what a showman was before Roy Jones showed them. So now, Roy Jones did everything. Beat everybody. Did it in a few different weight classes. Went all the way up to heavyweight. 200 plus pounds, fighting 6 foot tall guys. He's like 5'9" and like 180 walk around weight at best, you know? And like that's him being lazy with a pot belly. So he's fighting 200 pound guys. He fights John Ruiz, Mexican heavyweight champ. Beats him. Wins the belt. Should have retired. Doesn't retire. Comes back. Has another fight like 3 weight categories below that or 2 weight categories below that. Obviously doesn't show up fast enough or in shape enough. And gets plowed over by some fucking schmuck.
Yeah.
His entire career, by the way, still fighting now. And this is like fucking 10 years ago. His entire career has been trying to catch up to that point. Now he's fighting in like hometown shows. And he's been beat by a bunch of dudes that would have never have been able to step in the ring with him or even ask him for $1 before this.
Okay, but like why? Is he destitute from... like?
No, he's not destitute because he does announcing and he does other stuff. But somebody should have said to him, okay, you've become the heavyweight champion of the world. You've done everything there is to do. You need to retire now. There's no need for you to take the risk anymore.
Okay, but like...
Even after he got knocked out and his belt got took from him, right? Had he retired, boom, right there, the day after that, no one would have thought about the fact that he got knocked out. Everyone would have thought about all the shit that he did. Instead, he got back into the ring again, got knocked out again. Instead, he got back in the ring again, then got beat in a really shitty decision. Then he got in the ring again, and got in the ring again, and got in the ring again. Do you understand?
Okay,
and
it
diluted...
How does this relate to Mayweather then?
Well, it diluted everything he did. So... Mayweather's done some tremendous things. He either A, loses, passes the torch, and everyone will remember for the tremendous things that he did, and this is how the crescendo ended, or he is going to continue fighting until some punk beats him. And then he'll climb back in the ring because it won't make any sense because some punk beat him. And then another punk will beat him.
I don't know.
And another punk will beat him. And it'll dilute the power that was once Mayweather. Already there is a lot of talk about drugs. There's a lot of talk about him picking his opponents. God forbid that a couple shitty fights that he doesn't need to take financially, like Roy Jones, that he doesn't need to take mentally, to get punched in the head because you've proven everything there is to prove. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all I want. I don't want Mayweather taking a fight he doesn't need to take, getting fucking destroyed on it, and then whatever legacy he has being tainted for that forever. I love Roberto Duran. Everyone's gonna know him for saying no mas to Sugar Ray Leonard. No one will think about the fights he's won. It's not the fight they bring up when they talk about him. And I fucking love him, and it hurts my heart every time everyone brings... It's like, why do you gotta bring up his greatest defeat first? Do you understand?
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen to Mayweather.
I don't...
He got a $42 million payoff. Whatever he decides to do from here on in, if he manages his money right,
I say this in my article. I remember watching Mike Tyson and being like, holy fuck, man, somebody's got to step in the ring armed with a gun in order to beat this guy. He's unbeatable. Yeah, Jesus himself will step in the ring and Mike Tyson will knock him out. That's how everyone felt. Hold on. Tyson bought tigers, Tossin bought
I knew you were
Rolls
getting to
Royces
that.
for people he just met.
I know.
He had Floyd Mayweather money.
Okay.
His house was $220 million.
Right, but maybe he doesn't have Floyd Mayweather sense because there wasn't a Mike Tyson who lost it all on that level before Mike Tyson.
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah,
Muhammad
I guess
Ali
so.
estimated lost $500 million, endorsements and all. Up until 1988, Muhammad Ali didn't even own his own image.
I'm guessing Mayweather might have checks in place to prevent.
I will say this though. I will say this. Hold on. He also has a camp of 50 people. When he goes bowling, he takes 50 people bowling with him. He pays for them all. He flashes his cash all the time on TV, and he always gives money to people and buys stuff for people. Manny Pacquiao's got the same problem. There is a lineup that lines up outside Manny Pacquiao's house, and people come to his house on Sundays and like, hello, Mr. Pacquiao, the drainage system at my house, I lost my farm, and he hands them $5,000. I gamble, and he gives money to gamblers, which is a big problem in the Philippines because they have gambling issues. And even Manny Pacquiao's had gambling issues.
Yeah.
Guess what Mayweather does?
Well, they bet.
Guess what Mayweather does?
They bet on Pacquiao. That's why
Mayweather tweets $1.4 million bets he puts on football games.
Allegedly.
He tweets it.
To football games.
Football games.
Okay, yeah. Not
he bets on college football, college basketball. He does it, and he doesn't hide it.
Okay.
My point to you is this: he could end up broke too, and it is the sad fate of most boxers. There's very few boxers that sit on top of the game like Oscar De La Hoya, who ended up owning the number one premier fucking promotional company.
And George Foreman with charisma and grills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But George Foreman lost it all too. George Foreman had six kids, turned into a preacher for 10 years, and then went into boxing again. The money that George Foreman has today has nothing to do with the years he fought Muhammad Ali. Has everything to do with the years where he beat Moore and became the heavyweight champion one more time. Which, by the way, he lost to Tommy Gunn. Rest in peace, Tommy Gunn, who died probably of AIDS-related shit, even though he fucking denied the fact that he had AIDS in his recent years.
Everybody knew Tommy Gunn had AIDS.
You know what? He was fighting again, and some fucking state used a medical exam saying that he didn't have AIDS to let him fight again. Anyways, yeah, kind of scary shit. Yeah. Tommy Gunn was not doing good at the end of his career, and Tommy Gunn did a movie with Sylvester Stallone. Anyways,
so
check my articles on boxing. My point is this: I could fucking talk about this for days.
Yes, you can.
It was a big fight. Go check out my article. I am presently typing my conclusion to that article. What I did is I wrote a little something before the fight. I wrote a little something during the fight or right after the fight so I could give a synopsis. And then I'm going to wait a day or two to let the aftermath roll over everyone to get everyone's impressions on it.
You want to have the last word.
Well, I want to give my last word on it.
Okay.
Okay, because a week from now, no one will be talking about this fight anymore, but I want to let a couple days go by. So anyways, check out the link. Check me out on Twitter for all that boxing talk. Next, I want to bring up the next subject of conversation.
What else do we have on tap?
Hold on.
Speaking of tap, you tap around on that. I'll be back in a second.
Mike's presently making his way to the fridge. I'm assuming to try and claim a beer, which there is none left of, unless Mike went to the store.
Would you like one too? Your throat must be parched.
No, I have coffee.
Yeah, all right.
I have coffee. It's 2 in the afternoon. It's way too early for me.
Okay. Anyway,
so next, I want to bring up the next topic of conversation.
By all means.
I know you missed last week's episode, but it's no big deal because it was a repeat of last week's episode, Face Off.
Ah, my new favorite show. Thank you for introducing me to that show. I love it.
We'll talk Face Off and then another show after that, which you already know what it is, but we won't run into it. My point is this. I just want to talk Face Off real quick.
Yeah.
So, the reason we're going to talk Face Off is because I'll bring us to our last point, or before last point anyway, the fact that we went to... I just lit it. I haven't taken a puff yet.
That was dead, so I'm going to edit that part out. Okay.
No, there's nothing to edit out.
All right.
Mike was staring at me with longing eyes again.
Yes.
And he has this issue. He just needs to set up his timing a bit
Manny has a
better.
bit of a double standard when it comes to etiquette because myself, I'm not overly like... I really don't place high demands on friends.
Yes. It's okay.
So I'll, like,
Hold
out my
on.
hand. If he has like a bag of chips, I'll hold out my hand, expecting him, since we probably went Dutch on the bag of chips, to pass over the bag of chips. Manny will then call me out immediately, saying, "Well, you must ask for it, and then if I decide to share with you the chips, then I will hand it to you. Whereupon you may reach out your hand and take it from me." Whereas he holds out his hand, and then the chips just come his way. No big deal for me on my fucking end.
That's fine. That's how Mike interprets it. Now that we've gotten off face off real quick, I just want to bring something up. I own a Chihuahua.
Yeah. So what?
And when my Chihuahua wants a treat, right? Yeah. The treats are on top of the freezer. He looks at the freezer, then looks at me, looks at the freezer, looks at me, looks at the freezer, looks at me. Wait.
All right.
When my Chihuahua brings a bone back to me, I hold my hand out, and he drops the bone in my hand.
Okay.
Now, the reason I'm bringing up my Chihuahua is because when Mike wants something, hold on, because now I'm talking, and this isn't my fault.
All right. When I want something.
When Mike wants something from me, whether it be a bag of chips or whatnot, before asking for it, his eyes will quickly dart to the object that his heart desires without saying anything yet.
Yeah.
Then will dart quickly to the person he wishes to give it to him. Just like my Chihuahua.
Okay.
Now, hold on. When you want something back, right? Kind of like what I do to my Chihuahua, like hand me the bone, I almost feel like sometimes Mike places his hand underneath my jawbone in a slow but hand gesturing way in order for me to drop the bone in his hand.
To coax it out of your mouth and into my hand.
Yes, but the problem with this is, it's not, "Hey dude, you want to give me that?" and then the hand comes out. It's, the hand comes out, the hand gesture is made,
all right,
and then, "Hey dude, you want to hand me that?"
Okay.
People, I want you to reenact what I just did and tell me it doesn't feel a little awkward.
Right.
Now I want to get back to face off. I want to get back to face off. This is not a therapy session.
That was 3 minutes of
this
you
is
telling
not a
me,
therapy session.
Falsehoods and libel, and I'm just gonna justify it this way. Sure, Manny, it may be cute when
I'm neurotic. You don't admit to your neuroticness.
No,
you're
I
neurotic
admit to
too.
100%.
We get along because we're both neurotic.
You just won't
Face
let me
it, you're
speak.
neurotic.
Of course, this obviously because you won't let me speak. Simply put, sure. You may interpret the Chihuahua's need when he looks up at you and you give him some food.
Because he can't speak. Because the Chihuahua can't speak.
And I'm not saying that me holding out my hand for you to pass a bag of chips or whatever is not devoid of rudeness or nothing. What I'm asking is, why do you fucking do it and then don't expect me to like go off onto like this etiquette Ms. Martha Stewart fucking tirade.
I do it. I
don't need the fucking. Do you want the chips or not? Here's the fucking chips. There you go.
I do it to you because I want you to see what it feels like. Because I am convinced that if you were to doppelgang yourself and then be forced to live with yourself, you'd end up doppelgang, whatever. Yeah. If you were to do it and clone yourself and have an exact copy of yourself and be forced to live with yourself, I think you'd kill yourself. Well, I don't think you can handle living with yourself. You would be grunting and bumping into each other in the morning, and then by mid-afternoon, you would have yourself dismembered and in the freezer.
You could argue that with anybody, basically.
No.
Anyways, listen,
back to face off.
Again,
Thank you. Therapy session
stupid
over.
argument that was never
It's not an argument.
Fucking be resolved.
It's not an argument. You're neurotic. I'm neurotic. I can point out your
But I can't point out yours.
No, you can point out mine. I am aware of mine. I know how neurotic I am.
Yes. All right. Face Off. What about it?
Okay. Well, the reason I was bringing up Face Off is because weekly if you don't know what Face Off is, it plays on Space. I believe it plays on BBC.
It's a ritual show for Manny and myself.
Go on space.com. It's a cool little show about people doing makeup effects. People that haven't made it in the game yet, and then people in the game trying to bring them up. Most of these people end up getting work. I mean, if you enjoy effects and stuff,
if you like seeing how a movie is made,
Well, not a movie is
not
made.
how all of a movie, but just the visual effects and the makeup and stuff. It's not a gay show either. I mean, these guys are like cranking out monsters all the time.
The only gay part is that it's they've made it a la Big Brother, so it's like the weird goth kid against you know.
They do have that reality show element, but these guys can actually do stuff.
Well,
It's not like someone is good at handlebars, so they have
the shitty people get
sleep.
weeded out real quickly.
Yeah.
There is one season where a dude showed up and it's like all he knew how to do was paper mache, but all his friends told him he was really good, so he convinced himself he was really good.
Yeah.
He was like kicked off on the first show. He didn't even get voted off. He made it to like the point where they were gonna tell him they were gonna vote him off, and he like stormed out.
He walked off.
Anyway, point being, very cool show. The reason I bring it up is because Mike. Okay, so to get back on the
Face off.
neurotics again for half a second.
Right on.
I have an issue with crowds.
Yeah.
I can hyperventilate and feel a little verklempt. I do not usually go to things where there is a lot of people walking about in a confused, non-orderly fashion.
Yeah.
So,
like a
I
concert or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge boxing fan, as you guys know, and I have issues going to a boxing show. Not so much for the fight, but trying to get to the washroom and stuff. It annoys me.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like going to grocery stores on Saturdays. So, now, point being, I did something for Mike, which I will now say I'm happy I did, which I knew I was going to be happy I did.
Yeah.
As long as nobody fucking attacked me, or jumped on me or forced me in to do anything I didn't want to do, I thought I was going to be fine.
That was a very remote chance of that happening, that someone was going to come out and attack you,
yes,
considering where
but,
we were.
You know, you coming to my house before going, there was a small chance you were going to show up in a Zorro outfit and I was going to be fucking
And
shambles.
why would I shown up in a Zorro outfit, man?
I don't know, just to test the limits of my neurosis.
But supposing I had, what would have been the purpose of me in the Zorro outfit?
I don't know.
Of course you do, because we went to Comicon.
Oh, okay, yes.
That's
we
what
went to Comicon.
That's
yes.
what I convinced Manny
so
to do.
that's why I brought up Face Off.
Yeah, because that's kind of like what coaxed Manny into like coming, the coolness of that show that we mutually like. This is the third Comic-Con that Montreal has had in the city, and it was fucking huge.
I'm starting to think we need to start filming this and not just recording it.
Why do you say that?
Because everybody just missed the air drum. Mike beat it, but anyways.
Yeah, I know, because you were getting on your feelings again. I just wanted to tell people where we were, why we were doing it.
Anyways, so
and what it's about. Comic-Con.
We went to Comic-Con to more or less see the amateur Montreal face-off people.
Pretty much.
That's what.
Just a scouting mission for the Mike and Manny transmission this year.
Well, basically, the way we see it is when this show does actually have a regular production.
Yeah. When we're regularly scheduled.
We both are under the impression that a large fan base of ours would be at this show. Hell, we would go to the show just for ourselves, so why not? And seeing how simple the Montreal one was compared to the ones we've seen on TV, based to the second show I want to bring up.
Yeah, what's the second show? Face Off is great.
Face Off is great, but it leads us up to our second show, which is
Heroes of Cosplay.
Thank you. Which stars no other than
Yaya Han.
Oh, fuck.
I dislike this woman on the show.
I want to say this. My cosplay knowledge was zero before the show. I only knew it as weirdos and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm not saying I was judgmental before, right? I saw it as a weird fringe thing. I didn't see it as
You saw it as an occasional contribution to your internet spank bank. I mean, this chick looks hot dressed as the Baroness.
Okay, no, never spanked it to the Baroness.
Never?
And that was Yaya, by the way, again. But
other chicks have done.
She's famous for doing the Baroness for some reason. But I think I know those two reasons. But point is, how many worthy of the shows, of those two shows, at the Montreal Comicon, how many people did you say in the entire crowd showed up dressed or in the spirit of, there you go, cosplay?
I would say, this is a rough estimate, I would say 1 in 25.
1 in 25 is good. I would say maybe a little more than that.
There was a lot like 1,000 people there.
And to you hardcore nerds, we were only there Saturday.
Pretty much. Like I said, it was only a scouting mission this year.
Yes.
Expect the transmission to be there in full next year. But
for
we'll get
all
on
3
that.
days.
Yes, but we'll get into that as the year progresses. Amazing turnout from the cosplayers in Montreal. And I knew it would happen because Montreal is just a very competitive city. And if they see that this is only our 3rd year for Comic-Con, already it has a professionalism that you would expect like in San Diego or New York. I would expect because I've never been to those ones either.
I've never been to any of these. I've only been to car shows and stuff, but like I will say this, there was a 3-foot tall guy. Well, he wasn't 3 foot tall, but he was small, little Asian dude that tried stopping me taking a picture of Nick Foley.
Did you take it anyways? Did you just like raise your camera above your head?
I could have, but I was like, why be a jerk, right? But in my mind, I was like, really, your security? And I would think, like, he's security to Nick Foley and Big Daddy Cool Diesel.
Yeah,
I don't know his real name, so I had to say that.
Kevin Nash.
Thank you. Kevin Nash is 6 foot tall. Yeah, they had a lot of wrestlers, but it's Montreal.
That's probably why.
Yeah, you think Kevin Nash banged Jessica Negri last night? That's what he did?
No, I don't
Did
think
a line off her ass?
I don't think so. I think
I once fought in China.
He went to his hotel room and Jessica Negri probably went to hers. That's what I think.
No, I guarantee you Kevin Nash hit the scene. He went out last night.
He probably hit the scene, but that's because he's Kevin Nash. It's not like the guy that gets his autograph.
Well, anyways, the point is, I just found it really funny that like a 16-year-old, 4 foot tall Chinese volunteer was Kevin Nash and Mick Foley's bodyguard.
That's what is that what impressed you the most?
It's not what impressed me. It's just like, how the fuck's this guy protecting them? These guys would tear the living shit out of 90% of the people they're trying to fuck, like, that are here right now.
Yeah, but okay, like 90% of the people that are there for them right now probably cannot fight Kevin Nash anyways.
Well, this is my point.
They would have a hard time against the 3-foot Chinese dude, man.
My point is this. I realize security can be lax because it is Kevin Nash.
Okay, but what would you do?
Hold on.
How would you
I realize security is lax because it's Kevin Nash and Mick Foley. However, what's the gay tempura guy from Star Trek? What's his name?
Come on, man. It's George Takei.
George Takei. Thank you. What? He's not gay?
He's very
The guy's out.
He's very gay.
He has to be out. If that guy's not out, I mean, something's wrong.
George Takei is a proud gay actor.
Cool dude. I like him.
Yeah, he's Sulu.
I like him. I personally hope that they find a way to put him into the future Star Trek movies.
They will, man.
Hey,
like, okay,
my favorite episode is when he's hopped up on something with a shirt off fighting samurais. Okay, that was a great episode.
But I want you to tell me more about Comic-Con, man.
My point is this: George Takei,
security guard who gave you malaise while you were there. Those tickets were expensive. Tell me some more.
George Takei has some real fucking weirdo fucking fans.
Yeah, Star Trek fans.
Yes, and year 3 of Comic-Con wasn't as organized as I would say a car show.
Okay, but what, like, I don't know how, like, I don't think a car show and a Comic-Con compare in the same way.
Yes, obviously, but I'm just saying the 2013 Camaro was better protected than George Takei.
Okay, but like here's the thing.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Here's the thing. A lot of people at the Comic-Con, they want the attention themselves. So that would be like the equivalent if you could bring your car to the car show and drive around. You understand?
Yeah.
So like there's shinier cars.
It's not about the car. I'm saying the car's protected. You can't go up and touch it.
And I think that you're expecting a lot less trouble from a Comic-Con. It would be an interesting statistic to see how many people were shot or stabbed or burglarized at a Comic-Con in the last 10, 20 years, maybe.
Well, anyway, my point is this. I found it was a very relaxed atmosphere. It wasn't as big as I thought it would be. Mind you, we need to do all 3 days. And I'm sorry for Mike. A break is fucking hard, but the funds were low and time was short. Yeah. We couldn't go see Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith was in our town.
It's all right. Technically, he's competition.
What up, Kevin? You broke my buddy's heart.
We love you, Kevin.
No, he loves you. You broke his heart. I don't love you. I personally enjoy you.
Kevin Smith?
I enjoy him.
Okay.
I enjoy him.
I don't love him. Love him.
No, you love him. Love him.
No, I enjoy him.
If he showed up and said, "Mike, I have a job for you,"
well, then I would love him.
Okay, yeah.
But that's because he has a job for me. Not because he did.
Okay, sorry. Mike, I have a beer for you. You don't love me?
I don't love you.
You don't love him?
I like you
He
slightly
shows
more.
up and he's like, Mike, I got some beer for you, bud.
And
he shows up at your house?
Well, let me answer.
Shows up at your house?
May I answer the fucking question? Yes, if he shows up at my house and has a beer for me, I like him more than a regular enjoyment. But I would say if I can take a picture of you and me having the beer, I will love you.
We're definitely gonna start filming this, right?
Yeah.
Because,
you were like, if he showed up at your house.
No, I know.
If he showed up at your house.
I just don't want anyone thinking that you smacked me there or something.
No,
I had to shut up because Mike made his eyebrow face.
because I had to fucking get
the eyebrows raised.
We've covered this before. You asked me the question, and now I reply. Don't just keep asking me the question.
Well, anyways, to get back to the Comic-Con.
All right.
We missed out on Kevin Smith. I missed out on Lou Ferrigno.
I didn't get to see George Perez.
I wanted to see Maryse Ouellette.
Yeah, she was the wrestler's booth.
Yeah,
was completely.
Yeah,
all the wrestlers
she wasn't
were there
there
except her.
Yeah, she was on lunch.
She was on lunch. Vomiting it.
It's okay. I've seen her like around town. So
yeah,
no big deal.
Maryse Ouellette is pretty average for a Montreal.
You know what?
girl.
Can I say this? She's not as sexy as I thought she would be when I saw her up close. I will say her Playboy pictures were off the hook.
Yeah.
And she's very beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It's just, I don't know, up close, I was waiting. TV disappoints you a little bit, I find.
You know what was really busy at Comic-Con?
What?
The booths around Jessica Negri and Monica Lee. If
Yeah.
you don't know
how did you refer to it?
What?
It was
5 lines deep of horny nerds.
In every radius. It was just 5 nerd deep.
Yeah. Basically, if you don't know who Monica Lee or Jessica Negri are, they're young, famous cosplayers from the United States who like to push the sexy element of cosplay. Well, they do.
Which one's the younger one again?
I think it's Monica Lee.
Yeah, she has no boobs and she's still like getting out of her preteen body.
Yeah.
So,
but that's the road she's deciding to take.
Well, according to the cosplay show, let's calm down, because she did this week's episode of Face Off. She did the dragon thing.
Face Off or
not Face Off, cosplay. Sorry, she did the Dragon Riders thing, and it wasn't really sexy with Yaya. But anyway, point being,
because no one went on Yaya show.
Yeah, we have a theory about Yaya.
Yeah, that show is not about cosplay.
Who is Yaya? Explain to them who Yaya is, just real quickly, just in case no one knows.
She's like a professional cosplayer, which means she designs her own costumes off of trademarked and copyrighted characters and poses in them, and then makes money.
Very respected in the industry.
Very respected. No
sexy.
one fuck with Yaya.
She's sexy.
Yeah.
She's sexy. Yeah, she's got an ugly boyfriend, which is, by the way, I've noticed the trend.
Yeah.
Hot, nerdy chick, ugly, weird boyfriend.
Yeah.
Very weird stuff. I am coming for all of you. I'm just putting that out there. I'm going to start coming to these comic things.
You have to be good at plastic molding.
No, I don't.
To get this shit.
No, I don't.
You don't?
No, I don't.
So it's a
he has to continue being good at plastic molding and answer her phone when she tells him to. I need to make puddles with her. Now, my point was, there's a lot of sexy chicks.
Yeah.
That do these things. Now, to get back to how many people dressed up at this thing.
Yeah.
Right? And yes, the Jessica Negri and all that.
But here's the thing. Montreal girls will take any opportunity to dress up like sluts. Pretty much, man.
Well, I'll say...
It's fucking true, man.
Yeah, no, okay.
Halloween is crazy in Montreal. Fucking Nuit Blanc. When they all get to wear white...
Yeah, okay, I agree.
They go insane for this kind
Montreal's
of stuff.
a good town.
A lot of fishnets.
Montreal's a good town for this kind of thing because we like any excuse to be kind of weird and extrovert. We express ourselves very easily in Montreal. Yeah. We're a very liberal town. Everyone's cool with everything for the most part. And the female to male
ratio is about 3-1 in the age group between 18 and 35.
Really?
Yes.
3-1?
3-1.
3 females to 1 male.
That's right.
You would think my average would be better.
You think my average would be through the roof, but it's not. But anyways, getting back to
Why would your average be through the roof?
Let's
Hold on.
No.
I think the proper comment is you would think I'd have an average.
Because I know about...
You don't have an average.
Here's the thing. Because I know about the statistic and would strategize...
You don't have an average. You're an all or nothing kind of guy.
All or nothing?
Yeah, because you're either getting some plentiful or nothing full.
Yeah, I guess so.
I've noticed this.
You base your average on the amount of women.
Because I get random calls from ex-girlfriends. I'll get random bump-ins.
Excuse me.
No, I've noticed this. It's very good. It's not bad.
Manny walking through the town. Hey, baby, what's up with you?
I would much rather fuck 50 times one night a month than fuck a couple times every week. You get what I'm saying?
I guess so.
So don't worry. It's not a bad
50
thing.
50 times in a month, that means you're getting laid twice a day at some days. So that's good for anybody.
Yes, but that's what I'm trying to get at. When you got laid consistently.
Oh,
but
yeah.
You're a one-woman kind of guy.
Yes.
So, anyways, we'll get on that after.
That's another thing. Talk Comic-Con. I spent money on those fucking tickets. Talk about it. 5 nerds deep. All the way to get to
I just want to bring up one more Yaya thing.
Yeah.
So
she pisses me off.
Yeah, here's the thing. She's great. She's very sexy. Ugly boyfriend. She very respected in the industry. I think she thinks the show that's on Space is supposed to be called the Yaya Show. That's what I think. I think it bothers her. Like, she joined the competition this week because she wasn't judging anything, and it's like, I'm coming out of retirement. It's like, shut up, bitch. You're getting wrinkles on your face. You're turning 38, and that's why, you know what I mean, you're retiring, and you're trying to bring respect to it. She's got her tits hanging out, and this bitch is complaining about other people being too sexy.
Here's the thing.
It's like, it's like, I get it. You did put in a lot of work, and it's very intricate, and you did become the character. Congratulations. But your tits were hanging out.
Here's the thing. Yaya comes across to me as someone who's very haughty. She's very haughty. She's a bit of a snob. And yes, your stuff looks really great and everything, but you don't have to beat it into everybody. Like, let everybody come to that conclusion themselves.
I like the idea that it's for fun.
It is, yeah. Like, a lot of the cosplayers, like, a lot of them have different philosophies on cosplay. Like, they don't give a shit if, like, some big fat 400-pounder decides to put on the S and be Superman. That's fine. How's he do the character? Does he give it justice? Fine. And then Fatso is Superman. Good, well cosplayed. Now, elitists like Yaya Han and the like believe that if you're going to be Superman, you have to look like fucking Superman before you put even the costume on and have, like, the muscles and everything. So the vanity and the, like I said, like, the snobbishness that comes off her makes her a lot less attractive to me, despite the Baroness costume. You know?
Listen, I think she's just getting old, and she doesn't like the fact that these 22-year-old chicks with their tits still standing up on their own are, beating her at her game.
Yeah, is old.
And might possibly make more money than her.
She should just cosplay old characters, man. Well, she should be like Shang Tsung in the original Mortal Kombat. That would be perfect.
Sexy Shang Tsung.
Yeah, exactly. Well, kind of. Not even. Just make her fucking old and let her float across the table.
So now, to get back to Comic-Con.
Yaya costume change into all 7 different characters of Mortal Kombat.
We have a theory. Yaya is the Dat fan of cosplay.
Oh, Dat.
If you don't know about Dat fan, we have our own special link set up for Dat fan.
That's more of a private joke at this point. We will get the Dat fan on a later date.
On our show, Dat fan has many meanings.
Yeah, Dat fan. We love Dat fan. Fucking shit.
It could be a curse word, an adjective.
Yaya show on. I love the fucking Yaya show.
Okay, so
she's such a bitch. She's such an overt bitch.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to end well for her. I think it's going to be like, I remember when Chinese people used to pay me big money for...
Yaya now quadriplegic because of stupid drunk driver. Yeah. But does that stop Yaya? No. Yaya be in chair. Yaya Professor Xavier for next Comic-Con. You see.
I want to point out that Mike's doing the voice of the Chinese real estate lady from The Simpsons.
That's it. That's what she reminds
And
me of.
Yaya
Man.
doesn't actually sound like that.
No, she sounds so pristine. I'm a judge at this Comic-Con, so I have to look like someone who would win. Obviously.
Can I say something?
Yaya Han.
Every now and then.
This is Yaya show.
You ever notice like new immigrants from other countries, right?
Yeah.
Every other new immigrant, you can just tell they're a new immigrant, but there's something about a Chinese new immigrant that you feel like they have some sort of store-bought English, or like they've learned their stuff from a robot. Ah, yes. You know, like
it always feels like it's just enough to get by. You know, to do the functional task that they've been set up to do.
Yeah.
You know, throw them any type of curveball, and there's an immediate flow chart thing that goes on. Call police, or like, you know, like, come back later, or like there's just a set number of commands that they have to do. There's nothing.
There's something robotic about it. I'm right.
Yeah, pretty much, man. That's what I'm getting. But then again, I guess that would be like us in China if we had to do fucking
To get back to Comic-Con.
McDonald's.
To get back to Comic-Con. So a lot of people dressed up. I was counting Jokers, but not just old school Jokers. Not just Romero Jokers, not just comic book Jokers, but in specific, Heath Ledger Jokers. Because I have a theory. I was a Joker fan when Jack Nicholson did it. And to continue being a Joker fan when Jack Nicholson fucks with your character like that is proof that I truly love the Joker. Now,
you didn't like the Jack Nicholson Joker?
I liked it, but it wasn't what I was waiting for in the comic book. I would have much preferred John Malkovich. Back then, I really thought John Malkovich was going to get the role. I had my fingers crossed. Point being, Heath Ledger's Joker, although I love Ledger's Joker.
Ledgers.
Although I loved what he did with the character and I loved the look about it and everything, I do find there is a bit of a gay bromance thing going on with a lot of dudes that in my day would have been dressed up like Marilyn Manson or worn white face paint with raccoon eyes.
A colorful goth thing?
It's a colorful goth.
You know what it is, dude?
It's these kids, I feel so much pain. You know, it's like that kid there, the weird...
You know what it is, dude? It's very simple. It's goth kids who like comic books.
Well, anyways, I counted 8 Heath Ledger fucking Jokers.
They like the darker characters. Yeah. There were a lot. You know who really impressed me, man? This is obvious. Tigra.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tigra.
Yeah, explain what
I really hope
you.
she listens to this show, because I just got to say that this chick who dressed up as fucking Tigra has the biggest balls out of anybody at that festival.
Hold on.
Jessica Negri included. Fuck her, man. Like, this chick, all she did was paint herself orange, gave herself some stripes, and put on a purple bikini, and went out there with her hair and everything and high heels and stuff. And I go, this is exactly what I would expect from a Montreal
I didn't think
Comicon.
she was wearing high heels, number one. Number two...
What was she wearing? Like boots?
I have no idea.
I didn't look at her feet.
Yeah, me neither. So but my point is this. She was wearing a bikini. That's all it was.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Well done for her. Did you see the crowds lined up around her and stuff?
Nah, everyone wanted to get their picture taken with her. It was very smart. That's my
point. You know
point.
what? Here's the other thing. Why I give her props, man. Because she could, like, take a red bikini or, like, an American bikini and do a cheap Captain America anything. No, this chick actually chose an obscure character. Tigra of the Avengers. She's not even going to be in the next fucking movie. This chick is enough of a fan to know at least of the character and dress up as her. Smart move.
Well, I will say this. If you type in Google, sexy superhero character,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure Tigra will pop up there.
I know, but...
Harley Quinn, Catwoman, Tigra, Poison Ivy.
How many... But exactly, but how many Supergirls did we see? We saw a lot. How many...
Supergirls?
Yeah, I saw a lot of Supergirls.
I didn't see any.
I saw a lot of Supergirls, and I saw a lot of Harley Quinns.
There was a Hulk, a Bane.
Yeah, okay.
An Iron Man.
And those are the guys you tend to remember. The dude with Iron Man actually had his girlfriend dressed like Pepper Potts following him around. So I don't know if it was much of a cosplay thing. She did have like a Stark identification badge on her thing.
Can I say this though?
Yeah.
The Iron Man guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he had his mask up and everything. And he kind of, oddly enough, reminds me of a car salesman I used to work with.
Might be the same guy, man.
So weird. That's the other thing I like about this. It's like the guy that works at the Subway sandwich, the guy that bags your groceries, the guy that's at the gas station.
The hot barmaid at the bar totally disregarded me when she saw me.
Oh, dude, I think she was more embarrassed that you caught her there. That was the other thing. It's like you see people, like, look at each other and they're like, you didn't see me here. Some people are clear nerds. Some people hide their nerdism. I don't know what to call myself. I've always had nerd-like tendencies. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, everybody has nerd-like tendencies, man. Because like you go to any
However,
guy,
I can't classify myself as a nerd because I can't classify myself as a nerd because I didn't collect anything. I didn't do well in school. I wasn't ostracized, and I.
You were one of the cool kids.
No, I wasn't though. I wasn't. I basically floated. I didn't really have a group. I kind of fluctuated from group to group. I was friends with the nerdy kids too. I was a bit of a bully. I won't. I realized that later on. You know, when you're doing it, you don't realize it, but when you grow up and you see life and whatnot. So okay, so I want to.
So that's why you were so anxious around there, because it might be all of the Revenge of the Nerds, all up on Manny at the Comicon. Let's get him, and they will lynch you at the fucking place, like sacrifice.
Let's make this very clear. There is no man living I'm actually scared of, and definitely not going to be scared of a nerd.
Yeah, but what about 100 nerds?
Yeah, not going to be scared.
Okay, let me ask you this.
You know what my theory is in a group fight? You know what my theory is in a group fight?
Yeah.
Make sure the first guy you touch, right?
Okay.
Make sure the first guy you lay your hands on, you try and rip him to shreds as much as possible. And I'll tell you why. The messier you can make it, the more blood you can make come out of there, right? I know it's going to sound fucked up. I've been in a fight where 3 guys jumped me. And I kept this motto. My dad taught me it, and I kept this motto, and it saved me in that fight. I did so many weird, fucking, horrible, violently bad things to the first guy that, like, aren't considered a regular fight. Like, what the fuck's he doing? Why is he pulling on his ear like that? Right? Whereas in the 2 other guys...
Come here, mister!
recontemplated jumping in. You understand?
You made them think twice.
The second guy ran off.
Violent animal.
Listen, the second guy ran off, and the third guy kind of stood there and ended up fighting me off, but the first guy was so fucked up, he didn't want nothing to do with me no more. So I actually stood a chance. I ended up tussling with that guy, and then the bus came, and he took off running, and the guy asked me if he wanted to call the cops. I said no, and I left, but it's not the point. The point is, 100 nerds, no problem. I'm splitting that first motherfucker in half. At least 80% of them are going to be like, yeah, fuck that noise.
So, like, if we put you in a gymnasium with 100 nerds, what you would do, basically, is destroy the first one, setting the tone for what was to come.
Yes.
So, like, all these cosplayer guys just come running at you. Magneto is the first to get killed. Okay? So, Magneto gets fucking beaten the shit out of it first. Like, what do? Do you, like, curb stomp him? Like, fucking... You must be, yeah, that's what you do. You curb stomp him like an American History X.
Listen, I don't want to incapacitate him.
They've all seen that movie.
I don't want to incapacitate him.
Dude, curb stomp would fucking do it.
Yeah, I understand, but you got to put him on the ground to curb stomp him. Yeah. My point is this. You don't want to incapacitate him right away because you want it to be messy and bloody.
Okay.
Blood's what actually makes people cringe.
Okay, so what you would
stop thinking about fighting.
What you would do then is like grab the nerd by his face and then press your thumbs into his eyeballs.
More than likely.
Like,
or his throat.
Screaming the entire time. No, because you want blood, right? That's
I'd either do that or his throat, or I'd fish hook his mouth.
Okay, and then, like, the rest of the 99 see this.
I'd say
Magneto's down.
And bleeding.
Okay, and then Galactus. Galactus.
Okay.
It's like, holy shit.
Okay, you're going off on a tangent here. So...
then fucking Inuyasha.
I want to bring up my last point. Now that we've touched Comic-Con, we've touched cosplay, we've touched Face Off.
Yeah.
By the way, Comic-Con 2014, you better watch out. Mike and Manny are coming. Now that I've seen what you guys play with...
You'll be able to play with Manny.
What my mind has now developed to greet you guys next year... you will see I will bring something that is true to this show, that is true to what I would say is the spirit of this show. And more importantly, I think that after Comic-Con 2014, I'm predicting it now, we will have way. As in Wayne's World way. Way more fans.
Okay, that's great, Manny. Everything Manny says, though, is just not a guarantee because we have to actually do it first. But
I'm motherfucking guaranteed.
We're gonna work like hell to make sure to do our best to see that this happens.
All right.
Anyways,
my last point.
Yeah.
Comic-Con, all that stuff. We talked about it all. Face Off. Yeah. All right. So on cosplay, one of the chicks got dressed up as a particular character. And then it occurred to me that neither you or I had seen this movie. So one more thing we did this weekend on top of Comic-Con and the Mayweather fight was order a movie. And what movie was that?
Wreck-It Ralph?
Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
Did you like Wreck-It Ralph?
I like all the Disney movies.
We're talking about Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, I like all the Disney movies.
Did you like Wreck-It Ralph?
Yes, I liked Wreck-It Ralph.
Thank you.
It's a movie about video games. What's not to like?
Was it well done?
It was well done enough that it made me think, okay, well, they're not copying Mainframe.
Would you watch it again?
Yes.
John C. Reilly plays the voice of Ralph, by the way. If you're going to Google that, I've just saved you the trouble. Does an amazing job. I fucking love the character. I think I'm happy for him because I'm like, oh my god, this is a whole new career for this guy. This guy could literally do voiceover work like this all the time. It was an amazing... He's got a good bear kind of big guy voice, and it's just perfect.
Yeah.
Like, I could see him doing so much other work. And what's her face?
Sarah Silverman?
Yeah, Jewish cunt. I fucking...
Oh, God.
She's... No, listen, she's a great comedian. Personally, I think she's getting a little old because it's getting a little old for her to be the hottest nerd. But anyways.
She's the hottest nerd?
If you look out there, she's technically considered the hottest nerd chick. The first hot nerd chick.
No, dude. What about Olivia Munn? That girl from G4 Tech TV?
No idea.
Okay.
Okay, well, I've heard this claimed before.
I'll show Manny a picture of Olivia Munn.
I've heard this claim before, years ago, back in the Sandler days and the Farley days. But
Who do you think is the hottest nerd? Leave a link
today.
At the end. Well, no.
Today, I got Mike's.
The audience.
I actually know Mike's answer.
Who do I think? I
know Mike's answer better than I know my own answer.
Okay, so who do I think is the hottest nerd then?
The new chick on the cosplay show, the tall girl. What's her name? The chick that hosts the show.
Chloe?
Is that her name? The tall one?
Well, she's
the one that showed up as Beetlejuice's fucking...
I don't think she's the hottest girl. She's the nicest girl on the show. That's attractive.
Well, she is an attractive girl.
She is.
Forget personality aside, she's model.
Yeah.
She's a model.
Yeah.
She's tall like a model. She could be a model. She's a model.
She's cute. I'll say that.
You would date her.
I would date her because she's cute.
Is she the girl you'd bang on that show out of all of them?
No.
Really?
Even. Bang? As in, like, never see again?
Oh, yeah. No. Not as in bang and never see again. Like,
okay.
Bang continuously, bang every day.
I don't know. It's hard to tell. Anyway,
I'm trying to make a love connection here, by the way.
We'll have to leave it for another day, unfortunately, because we are at the end of
I liked Wreck-It Ralph.
I liked Wreck-It Ralph, too.
Comic-Con wasn't that bad. Comic-Con wasn't that bad. You cried at the end.
I did cry at the end.
Oh, my God. Why would you put that for prosperity? Why would you?
As I was trying to explain, that's why I love Disney movies. They always fucking find a way to jerk a tear or two from me. Wreck-It Ralph is just too sweet. It fucking takes place in a candy realm. What the fuck am I supposed to have?
We're running out of time here.
Yeah, anyways.
Mike's soft. Comic-Con was cool. I would like to publicly thank Mike for twisting my arm and making me go despite my weirdness with crowds and whatnot.
You're totally welcome.
And I will go back next year. I am not dressing up, but we are going to bring surprises. That is a guaranteed. We're not going to get a fucking booth. We're not getting a fucking booth. I do not want a booth. I don't want to sit there.
We're getting at least a press pass. Anyways, we got to wrap it up, Manny. So thank you for listening to the transmission for the 15th of September 2013. I'm Mike. Have a great week.